Hi and welcome to another update from Seeking Change. Today what I'd like to discuss is something that will be very relevant and topical to most people, including me. We're into the new year and we now start looking at taking stock of ourselves, looking at what we like about ourselves, what we don't like, we might want to do some changes. That might be weight, that might be confidence, that might be just going out more, that might be all range of things, hobbies. We kind of look at that at the beginning of January. And by this time, midway through, that might be waning a bit already. I usually get to the end of January before my good intentions go amiss and other things go back to as they were. So it's about trying to see that the intentions that you want are something about how you want to change your world and how you want to change your life. But they have to be, whatever changes you want to adopt, have to be reasonable. So when you're looking at what you want to do, how you want to change, some people will say, for example, I'd like to lose, 3 stone. But then they look at that as being the target. But the target, if it's taken you 2 years to put 3 stone on, it's not realistic to see that you might be taking that off in a month, or 2 months, or 3 months even. It might take you a year to take that weight off. But by the time we get to a month in, we're usually getting pretty disheartened with our target goals and what we've looked to achieve. So from that point of view, it's something that kind of makes us stop and makes us get disheartened, upset. What's the point? I'm never going to do it. And we start doing this negative talking to ourselves. And we all do that. And so when you're coming through this process of trying to do the changes that you want for this new year, 2014, then you need to be a realistic process of looking at what it is you can do and how long it will going to take you to do that. So when you're looking at your opportunities, your goals, things you want to change, try and look at it in relation to the reality and not the perception. We'd all like to lose some weight. But if it's taken you 2 years to put it on, as I said, it's not going to come off in a couple of months or 3 months or 4 months. It might take you a year. So when you're looking at your goals, you need to be realistic and you need to see whether or not that's something that can be achieved and how long it's going to take you to achieve it. If you're thinking, I would like to go on a course to learn Spanish, for example, then you may find that the best intentions in January to go and look for a course, it might not start until April, March, when the new term starts. So even though you've got the intention of doing it, you might then have to wait for a while before that can actually become something you can achieve. And then it might take you 6, 8, 10, 12 months in order to grasp the rudiments of the language. And it might take you another 2, 3 months before you can converse in that language. So thinking about I'd like to speak Spanish and learn Spanish isn't something that's going to happen overnight. So when you're talking to yourself, when you're doing this self-talking, it's a really good idea to have in your mind what is feasible and what is possible, what is the reality. And then you can start having a breakdown process of time whereby you can achieve that goal. So you look at the opportunity, the goal that you want to see and make it happen, and then you break it down into the realistic components and what you may have to do before you do the goal. For example, if you wanted to lose weight, you might very well have to buy some clothes to go running on the streets. Shoes, definitely probably have to buy if you've not got any. You might have to join a gym. You might have to save up to join the gym. There might be all sorts of things you'll need before you can do that weight loss with exercise. So you need to be prepared that actually whatever your goal is might not be able to happen straight away, as I've said. So when you get disheartened, look at the reality of it, look at what you're trying to achieve, break it down into smaller components, and then keep on with that reaffirming process that says, actually, that I've already done and I'm on my way. Don't get disheartened because you haven't achieved it. See what you have achieved, reaffirm that, reinforce that in your mind and say, actually I've done that piece, now I need to do the next piece. And build it up over a period of time. 3 stone weight loss could start with an ounce, could start with 2 ounces. But if you've done the ounce, if you've done that process, then reaffirm that you've lost the ounce on some kind of graph or some kind of chart or some kind of way of benchmarking that that's actually happened in reality. And then you're much more able to carry on and complete your mission, complete your goal. Hopefully that made sense. Whatever you do, make sure it's for you and not somebody else. Make sure it's achievable and realistic, and make sure you give yourself time in order to make it happen. Take care. See you later.